And welcome back to the Dome. And in the NFC South, arguably the best division. 3 teams in the playoffs right now. Tampa Bay challenging Atlanta. Atlanta still has 2 games against New Orleans, so they're looking to possibly capture a division title, not just be a wild card, which they are right now. Well, the Falcons have won the toss. They defer, and so Jacquizz Rodgers, among the many players who played for both teams, first 4 years with Atlanta, and is going to down it about 4 or 5 yards in the end zone for a touchback. So Ryan Fitzpatrick trying to make it 3 in a row after victories over the Jets and the Dolphins. And pretty good numbers in the last game. Didn't make any mistakes, and that's the key for him.
And that's what they talked about, the fact that 0 is the most important number. That's 0 interceptions. As long as you protect the ball, the way we play offensively and defensively, we feel like we're going to be in these games.
Yeah.
Starting from the 25.
Ready.
And going to the air on first down, and Julio, or check that, Deshaun Jackson makes the catch and a first down with a pickup of 11.
Just a double in cutting route right there off the edge, and Jackson's one of those guys who does a really good job of catching the ball in traffic. Always been thought of as a speed guy, but he'll catch it in traffic. Got very strong hands.
Great catch there. So the gain is 15 and a first down at the 40. And here is Martin with his first carry, and he gets a good 6 yards. Well, this is an offense that has to score points, Mark, to keep up with the Falcons, and they have the people to do it.
They certainly do, and they're a 2 tight end based offense, but they really have been down in the running game. Yards before first contact, they have not been very good there, so they really need to shore up their line of scrimmage, especially at the point of attack in the run block. That's what they want to accomplish today.
Second down and 4.
Block it.
And they go to Martin again, and Martin driving his way close to the first down marker, very close. If he didn't make it, didn't make it by much. Well, the Falcons used to be defined, Mark, by their offense, and I think that's really no longer the case. You got to get the defense in the act too.
All 3 levels of this defense: speed, athleticism, and nastiness at the point of attack, and that's really what set them apart. This is a defense that's not afraid to line up in man coverage and say, come get some. We're good with that. So they don't have to play zone. They have the athletes to match up in man, and Ryan Fitzpatrick talked about these will be the 2 best corners he's faced all year.
First down.
Liz.
5 receivers lined up for Fitzpatrick, and he's going to take off, and he's going to get 9 yards. Nothing fancy with the way he slides. 9 yards, and he doesn't go feet first, does he?
These are the things that Ryan Fitzpatrick will drive you crazy about him. He's a competitor, you love it, but at some point you can't take those hits. Now, he told me, I actually like that first hit of the game, right? It gets me into the game, gets me involved a little bit, it wakes me up. So, hey, you got one right there. You got your wish, because that was a good smack right to the forehead.
Caleb Benenoch is an extra offensive lineman, number 77. It'll be 2nd and 1. And here's Martin, first down. And starting with the pass and going to Martin. And Dirk Cutter, who was with Atlanta for 3 years as the offensive coordinator. And a lot of people thought that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 9-7 last year, would make the playoffs at least and maybe even win a division this year. So it's been a bit of a downer so far. In Atlanta territory, and here's Martin again, and Martin breaks and gets a first down. Good cut by Doug Martin, and Martin carrying it and successful. Gets 11 yards here.
Yeah, they get a great double pull here, right? Both guys. Now watch Martin get his foot in the ground with, put it in the ground and get your cutback right there. They haven't had explosive plays in the running game, only one last week. There's an explosive play right off the bat in the first drive, 10 plus yards.
27 for Martin so far, and Jacquizz Rodgers now gets the ball on the pitch on 1st and 10, and Rodgers Rodgers close to the 20-yard line. Dan Quinn, and of course he has his team back where he wants them after a rocky early beginning for him this year.
It really was, and you know, they started off 3-0, but they weren't in sync. Then they lost 4 of the last 5 games and 2 in a row after that, but they finally gotten themselves in a little bit of a rhythm both offensively and defensively, and it's been showing the last couple of weeks.
2nd and 6.
5-0.
Again with the empty backfield. Fitzpatrick gets time and completes it to Deshaun Jackson, who gets about 2 or 3 yards on the play. And Brian Poole, the nickelback, makes the tackle for the Falcons after a pickup of 2.
A lot of John on the field. These guys know each other. They played against each other, Atlanta and Tampa, although Deshaun obviously new here to Tampa Bay, but this is a great rivalry. They've got some nastiness to them. They don't like each other very much, and this is one of those old-time kind of NFC South rivals here playing against each other.
Charles Sims is in the game at running back. No first quarter touchdowns for Tampa Bay in the last 7 games. They need 4 yards here, and here's the pass to Evans in the end zone, and it's broken up nicely by Desmond Trufant. And that will bring up 4th down, and the Buccaneers will try the field goal.
Boy, you can't put it out there much better than that. You see Trufant gets beat right off the bat, but makes up. He's got that closing speed, that makeup speed, just enough to get and impede the progress and get in the eyesight and the eye line of Evans there for that incompletion. But you can't throw it any better than that. I mean, put it right in the breadbasket.
So Patrick Murray will attempt a 36-yard field goal. 3 for 4 last week against the Falcons. And Murray's kick is good. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get 3 points out of it, and it could have been 7 if not for this terrific play by Trufant. So Ryan Fitzpatrick leads the Buccaneers down the field. 5 minutes and 15 seconds. That's big to keep the Falcons offense off the field. And now it'll be Matt Ryan's turn to come on, as Patrick Murray will be kicking deep to Andre Roberts, who returned the opening kickoff Monday night in Seattle, 50 yards. And we'll run this one out from the goal line. And Roberts is tackled as he crosses the 25-yard line, gets to the 26. So Matt Ryan, and he's had the hot hand lately and has really had a hot hand against the Buccaneers the last 2 games. 6 touchdowns and no picks, and he has been tremendous, particularly here in Atlanta.
There's no question about that. So much talent outside the receiver position, but make no bones about it. This is a run stretch, wide handoff team. They want to open up the play action off of that stuff with the boot keep game.
From the 26, and here is Tevin Coleman gets an opening, and Coleman gets past the 30. So the Falcons proved that they could win without Devontae Freeman, who's still out with the concussion protocol. Coleman again is the featured back.
He is the feature back, and this is an offense. They're going to run the ball. You see the wide stretch right off the bat. They want to get to the boot keep game. They want to get some shots down the field, and the last couple of weeks they've really felt like they've been in sync with Jones down the field, Sanu down the field, so they'll take advantage of that as well.
2nd and 5. Ryan, quick pass, and it's caught, pushed out of bounds, is Taylor Gabriel by Brent Grimes.
And this is the one guy right here. You've got to find a way to double team that guy. We call it getting 4 hands on the defensive lineman. There's the hand by the tackle, then the center and the guard pick him up. That's the one guy on this defense you have to contend with.
And just missed getting the first down, and on the quarterback sneak, Matt Ryan didn't need much to get the first down. And it is a first down for the Atlanta Falcons. The Buccaneers defense, you know, Mark, the Buccaneers better bring their A game defensively today.
They're going to play a lot of zone coverage, but it really comes down to how do they get to the quarterback. They have to generate a pass rush. Only 15 sacks in the season. You've got to disrupt Ryan.
From the 36, play fake. And Ryan rolling out, and he hits his tight end, Austin Hooper. And Hooper short of the first down, is pushed out of bounds at the 45, a gain of 9.
And there it is. You see him set it up. They've got the outside zone. Now we're going to get the quarterback outside the pocket, give him a linear progression with a flat route, an over route. That's what this offense really does. When they're in sync, they're running the ball and they're running the play action off of it.
And the question will be, how can the Buccaneers get pressure on Matt Ryan today? Teron Ward is coming in, and a valuable back with Freeman out of there, and Ward had a good game last week and picks up the first down here, just shy of midfield. Devontae Freeman still sitting it out, and the Falcons frankly don't want to take any chances. They got a tough schedule coming up, and why take a chance with a guy who's had the concussion problem?
Yeah, you don't want to take a chance with him, but really he's one of the actuators of this offense. Just a tough-nosed running back. They really miss his presence in that backfield.
First down for the Falcons, another play fake. Ryan going deep. And Julio Jones defended downfield by Justin Evans. So they want to get to Julio Jones and they want to go deep early. Ryan Smith also involved in this play.
Anytime you're talking about Julio Jones, you're saying, how are we going to double team this guy? You see Smith in trail, you see Evans over the top. That's a classic double team, making sure you vice that receiver and keep him from getting his hands on the football. And that'll be an all-day lollipop right there. I mean, they'll be doubling him from the start to the finish of this game.
You always want to get Jones in early if you can. Kevin Coleman back in at running back and off the left side. Coleman gets into Buccaneer territory, and Justin Evans from the secondary making the play. A 3-yard gain.
Tevin Coleman has got just speed to burn, Dick, but most of those speed guys want to get to the edge. They want to press the sideline. He understands it's put your foot in the ground, get back up there, and get positive yards. Keep these chains churning. Keep yourself out of third and long situations.
Now can the Buccaneers stop the Falcons on 3rd down and 7? 4 wide receivers for Matt Ryan, and his pass is caught by Julio Jones, and a first down inside the Tampa Bay 40.
And when you have that kind of speed, you're Julio Jones, look at the cushion that you're going to get, because you know you can get beat over the top. They're buzzing somebody underneath right there. Evans coming down to try to get underneath that route, but perfectly thrown by Matt Ryan right there between the ones on Julio Jones before the second defender can buzz underneath that route.
First catch of the game by Jones, and a first down at the 39. Here comes pressure on Ryan, gets rid of it in a hurry, and it's incomplete. He had to just get rid of it, and Julio Jones was in the neighborhood. Incomplete brings up 2nd and 10.
And both linebackers, they know, hey, we're not getting there with our guys, so we need to bring the pressure right here off the edges of our linebackers in those B gaps between the guard and the tackle. And you see Matt Ryan understands, man, I got to get rid of this thing. I mean, he doesn't even have a grip on the laces. I just want to get it out of there before I get a mouthful from Devontae David, who is one of the fastest linebackers in this league, brings great blitz pressure.
10th play of the drive. 2nd down and 10. Here's Coleman. And Coleman gets it for Wade. And Coleman has a first down for the Falcons. Evans pushes him out of bounds. And a flag is down, our first penalty marker.
And Gabriel's going to get caught for holding. He gets his arms extended outside the body frame of the defender.
Holding, number 18, offense, 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
As your angles change here, you see the hands on the outside. They just, I mean, flags all over the place. It's so easy to see that jersey stretch from outside. Got to keep your hands in the armpits or underneath there so they can't see the grab.
Holding called against Ryan Smith, so nullifies the first down.
Gabriel needs to spend some time with the offensive line in the offensive line meeting rooms and the drills.
You'd welcome him.
Yeah, absolutely.
2nd down and 10 from the 40, second and 14 from the 43, and the quick out to the right side to Gabriel, and the Buccaneers are there. Good hustle by Justin Evans. I'll tell you, this secondary playing very well here in this first series.
No question about that. They understand the task at hand. They understand how talented this Atlanta group is, and one of the big issues with any secondary, your ability to tackle. Boss Ward right there, he'll tackle Evans, Smith. As long as they tackle well and make you go 10, 12, 14 plays, very hard to score in this league.
Third down and 15. Bucs trying to keep the Falcons out of field goal range. Sanu and Jones line up to the left, and Ryan hesitates but completes the pass. It'll be short of the first down to Taylor Gabriel, and Justin Evans makes sure he doesn't get additional yardage. But the Falcons are in field goal range as play is made at the 31. So here comes ancient Matt Bryant at 42 years of age, played with the Bucs for 4 years.
I saw him pregame. He was wrapped up like Thanksgiving leftovers, man. Braces on everything. Knee wraps, hip wraps.
This will be a 44-yard try. 49. And this kick is good. Taylor Gabriel getting some coaching on the sidelines. 3-3 to score. The tying scoring drive by the Falcons, and Tampa Bay's defense did a good job of putting him in second and third and long so they wouldn't get close to the goal line in the red zone.
You think about it, you put double-digit drives up by both teams. You only come away with a 3-3 score right now, and that's the defense stepping up in the red zone, stepping up in the red area, and stopping an offense.
Rodgers, and he'll run this one from the goal line. And gets out to about the 26-yard line. Well, this weekend it's Super Saturday on Fox. It all starts with Oklahoma and TCU in the Big 12 championship, and then a college hoops battle between Ohio State and Wisconsin, followed by the Buckeyes and Badgers in the Big 10 championship game. It all goes down this week. Super Saturday on Fox. Second possession coming up for the Buccaneers. And Doug Martin gained 27 yards on that first series. Using two tight ends, and the quick pass Fitzpatrick to Evans. And Evans just shy of the first down. Time for a game break, and let's check in with Carissa Thompson.
Thank you very much. We had the Phillies scoreless in the first. Carson Wentz finds Zach Ertz for his 7th touchdown of the year, 3rd most in the league. He's got his team up 7-0 in the early goings. Let's send it back to Dick Park and Shannon in Atlanta.
All right, Carissa, everyone thought this was going to be a battle royal in the NFC East, but the Eagles running away with it. They're the only winning team in the division.
Hold it.
It's a first down for Tampa Bay. Play fake to Martin. And the pass downfield is intended for Evans and defended well by Trufant. Trufant doing a terrific job.
And I love Ryan Fitzpatrick. One of the things you got to love about him is the whole beard process, right? He shaved it off a couple weeks ago, said he instantly hated that decision. Now he's starting to grow it back. His birthday on Friday, by the way, and he's like, my mother-in-law got me a bunch of beard products, and now I got to start growing it back. So he's on his way. I saw him pregame, and he started to get that stubble back.
He said his 2-year-old daughter didn't recognize him without the beard. 2nd and 10, and Martin looking for running room, and he's taken down. Looked like from the neck area at the 37-yard line by Devondre Campbell.
Here he is. This is just hog tie right here. Neal down there, getting in it. Neal is a great football player from 12 yards deep to right at the line of scrimmage. He'll tattoo you a little bit. One of the great football players, just a football playing Jesse. This guy is all over the football field, and he's an enforcer, a violent collision guy down there in the box, makes the 8th man on a consistent basis.
And a clean tackle by Neal as well. Third down and 9, and the crowd in full voice here in Atlanta. And moving on the line, and a false start penalty against the Buccaneers.
False start, number 64, offense. 5-yard penalty, it's still third down.
That's a left guard, Kevin Pamphile. So it gets even tougher now for Tampa Bay, where it'll be 3rd and 14.
And I don't blame him. I mean, they had everybody on that side of the line of scrimmage. I mean, that's one of those uncomfortable positions to be in as a guard. You're like, you can't line everybody up over me. You're not everybody over on this left side. Go ahead, move some guys over to the right side. So he got a little anxious there. Jumped himself off sides, makes it even that much harder to pick up this first down.
Fitzpatrick trying to get it to Jacquizz Rodgers out of the backfield, and that will bring up 4th down. So the Falcons hold defensively on the Buccaneers' second offensive foray. And Brian Anger will come in to kick for the Bucs. And Andre Roberts back deep for the Falcons. Good high kick and a fair catch by Roberts at the 23. 3-3 to score, nearing the close of this first quarter. Deshaun Jackson, who's been targeted more by the Buccaneers, getting his ankle tape.
Yeah, and Trufant going down hard here on that last play. Looked like he knocked the wind out of himself, but he's rolling around on the sideline right now. Looks like he's okay.
Matt Ryan and company starting from the 23. Tevin Coleman has good running room, has a first down, and he's got more. Good block by Austin Hooper, the tight end, and the tackle made by Kendall Beckwith with Levante David, a gain of 20.
And this is just a pitch play. You're going to get the ball out to your running back right here. Let him get wide. Now as he gets wide, you hook everybody, and now it's about getting downhill numbers back to the sideline.
That's the biggest gain of the game so far.
Hey, easy. Utah. Hey,
Coleman again, but not this time. And it's William Golston who returns to the lineup after missing 2 games with a neck injury. 2-yard gain. Robert Ayers, by the way, a good pass rusher, out of this one with concussion protocol. Darryl Tapp started. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Falcons.
And you see the takeoff angles and the takeoff areas that they want to get to. It's that wide zone stretch handoff, that wide pitch handoff, and that's all part of setting up that boot keep action on their play action game.
Final seconds of the first quarter. On 2nd and 8, Ryan gets it tipped at the line. And 6 seconds to go. It'll be 3rd down and 8, and Golston, who made the previous play, got his hand up and defended here.
They always tell defensive linemen, when you're not getting to the quarterback, when they've got us off balance, they're running it, they're setting up the play action. If you get stymied at the line of scrimmage, just try to get that big mid up there, get that paw up there and knock a ball down.
Buccaneers have held their own defensively so far.
They certainly have.
3rd down and 8.
Hey, alert stick! Alert stick! Hey! Red man! Set!
And Ryan, pass incomplete. It would have been short of the first down anyway, as Hooper was defended by Justin Evans, and still 3 seconds remaining in the quarter.
Another blitz, and they've been doing this consistently on 3rd downs, bringing pressure. It's where Tampa has had a tough time. You're going to see it right off of here. Great pickup by the back there, but it's where they've had a tough time getting off the field. They gave up 6 3rd and 8+ conversions last week to Miami.
Adam Humphries is back, and Matt Bodger will kick. Missed a lot of practice this week because of a sprained ankle. It's a goal snap. We'll let it bounce in the end zone as time runs out. That is the end of the first quarter with the score. The Buccaneers 3 and the Falcons 3. Fox NFL Sunday will return after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. Start of the second quarter, and how even is this game? It's 3-3. And a very tight game thus far. By the way, Desmond Trufant, we saw him hit the turf hard, is back in there at cornerback for the Falcons. Deshaun Jackson did come out and then went back to the sideline. So he's all right. And a first down at the 20. Fitzpatrick handing off to Doug Martin, and getting a hold on him was Derek Shelby. Not much there.
And they have to continue to stick with this run. They were really good in their first drive. They got away from it in the second drive, but it's really going to help open up the tight ends in the middle of the field on these play action routes that they want to run. And that's really where you want to exploit this team on the getting those play actions in the middle of the field to open up one-on-ones on the outside.
But they got to show that Martin's a threat running, and he was on that first series, Mark. Play action. And Fitzpatrick this time off the fingertips of Deshaun Jackson, and closest to the ball was Ricardo Allen.
And those are ones, I mean, you just have to hit. If you're Fitzpatrick, you've got a good pocket, clean pocket, and that's just an errant throw. And he told me every now and again I'll have one of those. Sometimes my footwork gets off, I get a little bit anxious, but he's all right. He's one of those guys, like, I'll throw it away, I don't even think about it the next play. And so
he's cool.
Right, he doesn't carry it with him.
Third down and 8.
Big money.
That's the stability that the Buccaneers need at that position right now. Third down and 8. And Fitzpatrick's pass is incomplete. Throw to the other side of Adam Humphries, and that's fourth down. So 3 and out, not good for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who had the ball for 45 seconds before Matt Ryan will go back to work.
And you've seen this defense start to wake up. Now it's on the offense. Can you guys wake up and get out of your slumber from Monday night, traveling all the way from the far west coast corner of the world back down to Atlanta on a short rest?
It was a happy flight back.
It was a great flight back. Those winning flights are always awesome.
Anger with a kick, and it's another good one, sending Andre Roberts back inside his 25.
Got the wall? Does he got the wall?
And Roberts runs out of bounds. And a terrific return by Andre Roberts of 18 yards. And so the Falcons, in a 3-3 battle with Tampa Bay, get the ball at their own 40. And welcome back to Mercedes-Benz Stadium here in Atlanta. Dick Stockton along with Mark Schlereth and Shannon Spake. 3-3 the score, but the Falcons will have good field position. Starting from their 40-yard line, Teron Ward, and the quick to Mohamed Sanu, and a good play made by Ryan Smith immediately.
And anytime you get this wall set up, you miss a tackle, you're in trouble right here. Punt return, now he gets to the edge, and I love this. Back in my day right here, you know what this would have been? This would have been right there, that's called a snot bubble hit. But watch Hardy, turn his back to him. You'd have got a little extra soup in the bottom of your bowl on Wednesday for a hit like that in my day.
Hands are in the air, not me, no foul. Actually, a clean play.
Very smart.
Second down and 6, and the pitch to Ward, and Ward cutting up the middle. And the tackle by Brent Grimes, another one of the former players on Tampa Bay that played with Atlanta, which he did first 6 years of his career, picking up 5. And that will bring up third down and less than a yard. Hooper goes out. Kevin Coleman comes in at running back. And
it's a Wildcat.
Mohamed Sanu gets the snap, and he bobbles the ball, and Sanu fires it in the air, and down there is Julio Jones, and Jones is there for the touchdown. The bobble didn't hurt him one bit. 51-yard pass from Sanu to Jones.
How cool is Sanu right here? Bobble the snap. Hey, no big deal on the little read zone. I'll pick it back up. The guy's a phenomenal athlete. He was recruited by Rutgers to play quarterback, and you can see why. I don't believe he's ever thrown an incomplete pass in all the time he's been in the National Football League. He's one of the most complete football players on this team, and oh my goodness gracious. I mean, you can't, there's a couple of teams right now calling to see if he's available to play quarterback for.
A couple of teams could use him. A lot of air under that throw. Justin Evans defending to no avail. And it's 9-3. Sanu with the touchdown pass, and they're still buzzing over that one. And Matt Bryant on for the extra point. And the Falcons take a 10-3 lead. This was spectacular.
Just a slight push off the top. Touchdown, Jones.
Enjoying the replay of those two, and that's the third career touchdown pass thrown by Sanu. You're right, Mark. 6 for 6 in his career. And for Julio Jones, only his second touchdown grab of the year. So Ryan and Sanu each have thrown him one.
How about that? It's Sanu. I mean, boy, oh boy. You need a little extra money in that contract. You're going to throw it like that.
And this kick to the back of the end zone, and the Bucs will start from the 25.
And you look at the Buccaneers, they have exactly what they want. Right here, they get a little chip right there. Now, there's an old saying right here, right there. You see that? The saying is, don't ever overestimate your own speed or underestimate the speed of your opponent. And guess what? Look at Sanu celebrating, but Julio Jones, you know what he can do? He can pick him up and put him down. There's Evans like, oh, I didn't realize he was that. I knew he was fast, but I didn't realize he was that fast.
First down at the 25, and Falcons leading 10-3 now. So Ryan Fitzpatrick trying to bring him back. Starts with play action, has some time, and out of the backfield is Doug Martin. And Martin will be stopped a couple of yards shy of the first down. Flag is down. Actually, he got about 9 on the play.
Holding, number 64, offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Penalty against Pamphile. Second one called against the left guard.
Yeah, and he's going to be right down here at the bottom of the screen. You see him right there. Fight. He gets his hands outside. Great chip by Martin, but now he's just going to pull him down here. You see that hand inside? Even though the rip move has got him, he's got him locked up there, but just did not have good body position. He allowed that to get into his body and create that holding call.
So Shelby never had a chance because of the penalty. Now first down and 20 on the 15. And out of the backfield, it's Jacquizz Rodgers breaks a tackle and still on his feet as he gets to the 21-yard line. Keanu Neal on the stop. Time for another game break. Let's check in again with Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Dick. An important one because a crowded top of the NFC South, and Cam Newton's going to take this one in himself. His 5th rushing touchdown of the year. Panthers lead 9-3. Dick, Mark, and Shannon.
All right, Carissa. So 3 teams right now would be in the playoffs in the NFC from the NFC South.
Monday.
Boy, they'll talk about that play forever, those two. Jones and Sanu. Meanwhile, 2nd and 14. And here's Deshaun Jackson. And he's not going to get away. No gain on the play. Surrounded by Falcons, led by Grady Jarrett, who's out there defending against the receiver.
There's a 3-technique defensive tackle. Guy lines up over the guard and is nothing but unrelenting when it comes to pursuit, when it comes to the way he plays the game. He is such a joy to watch on film because he never turns and questions whether he can make a play. He just turns and flat runs down the line of scrimmage. You'll see him. He reads this and then just takes off, never even thinks about, can I make it, can I not make it? Unrelenting in his pursuit, and that's what makes him a great young player.
Meanwhile, DeMar Dotson, the right tackle, is coming off the field, shaken up and replaced by Caleb Benenoch. So that's the last thing that the Buccaneers need right now, is an injury to one of their offensive linemen.
And Dotson's a really good player out there at the right tackle position. 6'9", but moves with fluidity, has a great point of attack strength, so he uses his hands well. Been in the league for 9 seasons. That's a big miss. We'll see exactly how he recovers from whatever is ailing him right now. Looks to be in a bit of pain for sure.
3rd and 14. Four-man rush by Atlanta. Fitzpatrick's pass incomplete. Closest to it was Charles Sims, the running back. So now it's 4th down. And once again, Dirk Cutter's team behind the 8 ball, and the Falcons could be looking once again at good field position.
You continue to give 3rd down and long situations, and all Atlanta's doing is dropping about 7 guys at the sticks and saying, go ahead and throw in front of us. We're going to rally up. We've got the speed to make a tackle. You cannot be in 3rd down and 8+ against this team with their speed.
Andre Roberts back deep. Beautiful kick. Sending Roberts back inside his 20. And has to go out of bounds. That was a terrific kick by Anger of 59 yards. We'll be back with the Falcons up by 7. First-year offensive coordinator Steve Sarkisian, who has head coaching experience. And Matt Ryan has had Mike Mularkey, Dirk Cutter, Kyle Shanahan, and now Sarkisian. And there is one of his former offensive coordinators, Dirk Cutter, who helped him, he said, most with the passing game in his development. First down on the 28. Ryan with the deep drop this time. And making the catch, and a terrific one, was Julio Jones. Well, they're going to Jones. He's got a touchdown pass, even though Sanu throw it, and a 20-yard pickup here.
And how about the body control? Look at that. Fakes the post, goes to the sideline. Look at him, opposite shoulder, loop around there like the Super Bowl, get both feet down. His body control is immaculate. The way he catches his hands, or way he catches the ball outside with his hands outside his body frame. Just something to watch.
And Markey had the linebacker Quan Alexander defending him. Not an easy task for number 58. The first down on an end around. Here's Julio Jones. And Jones gets the first down and steps out of bounds into Tampa Bay territory, gaining 15.
And look at him, just loop around, opposite shoulder throw, secure the football, have the wherewithal to get both feet in bounds, and then they get him here on the reverse. You're not expecting that from Julio Jones. You're looking at one of the fast guys like Justin Hardy or Taylor Gabriel to run those reverses, but boy, they've got him on the ropes right now, offensively really executing.
Made a great catch against Seattle on the sideline on Monday night. And the pitch going to Tevin Coleman. And Coleman, and a good tackle, is made by Ryan Smith. Start your day with First Things First. Join Chris Carter, Nick Wright, and Jenna Wolf for the best morning sports show on television. First Things First, weekday mornings on FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Your morning routine just got a whole lot more fun. Second and 4 on the 31 of the Bucs. Coleman, and he'll be stopped from behind by William Golston.
Yeah, now I'm not one of those guys, Dick, that would always say, hey, you've got to force it to Julio Jones or force it to your big guy, but this is a guy that you need to get involved, because when he has one or more catches on a drive, look at the yards per that drive, 49.2. If he doesn't have a catch, 20 yards per drive. So feed this guy, find a way to naturally get him involved in the game, because he is a playmaker and he's a difference maker, and this offense thrives when he's touching the football. And
he's been targeted 6 times today so far, 4 catches as a touchdown reception, so he's got to be well fed so far. Third down and 3, and Ryan's pass, and it's caught. First down. Sanu extends himself and keeps the chains moving for the Atlanta Falcons.
And they understand they've got to get this guy right here. McCoy, find a way. Outside leverage, let him run up the field. You had inside help, so make sure you force him up the football field, allow your help to get there, really doing a good job of finding ways to double team McCoy, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have to find a way to free him up right now.
107 yards this quarter to 6 for Tampa Bay, and going deep and making the catch is Jones. Did he get in? Yes, touchdown, his second of the game.
Jones on the double move. You see him sell the post again, just like he did to the sideline route. Take it back to the corner. Look at the extension right there. Knows where the pylon is. Watch him. Put his foot in the ground. Now just dive for it. Keeps the ball inside the pylon. And as far as McCoy is concerned, look at that outside edge. There it is. Bunch of hands on him. Bring the tight end over there. Get everybody on Gerald McCoy. Don't let him disrupt or wreck this offensive game plan. That is perfect execution by that O-line and by Jones on the double move.
So Jones has caught more touchdown passes already in this first half than he had in the season coming in. The extra point by Matt Bryant is good, and the Falcons lead it 17-3. 25-yard play, and look at that agility, reaching out, getting to the pylon. Julio Jones over 100 yards already. Third time this year he's done that, and 2 touchdown passes. 25-yard play, so Ryan and Sanu has thrown him touchdown passes. 17-3 the score. Rodgers, the running. Jacquizz Rodgers, and he doesn't get to the 20-yard line as we send it down to Shannon Spake.
Well, Dick, you know, on Monday, it took almost 5,000 pounds of explosives to take the Georgia Dome down. You can see the video right there. It's located right next door to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It was up for 25 years. Took 3 years to build, only 12 seconds it came down. So many memories inside that dome. It hosted 2 Super Bowls, the Olympics, NCAA men's finals. What a dome it was. And next door, you can still see it.
I'm glad they got the right building. Hand off to Doug Martin. And Martin gets 3 yards. Yeah, a lot of great events have been held at the Dome. You mentioned his 2 Super Bowls, 3 Final Fours, and the Olympics in 1966. Atlanta, one of the great sports cities in America.
Those pictures are remarkable. Doesn't it look like that old Georgia Dome could just nestle right inside of this dome with the Mercedes-Benz Stadium?
Absolutely. Ali Marpet, by the way, is shaken up. This is the rubble after the implosion of the Georgia Dome. And on the field, Ali Marpet, the center.
He's really been a difference maker for this offensive line. They moved him from guard to center and makes all the calls.
We'll be back in 30 seconds after this message from Lowe's. Well, there is Ali Marpet
getting a good push, and you see the running back roll right up onto his ankle, limped off the football field.
7 active offensive linemen suited up for the Bucs today. 2 are already out. 2nd down and 7, and Fitzpatrick completes it to Evans, and Mike Evans will have the first down out to the 36. DeMar Dotson with a knee injury, questionable the rest of the game, and Marpet going out, replaced by Joe Hawley, another former Falcon, played 5 years with them, and the first time he's been active this year, and now he is forced to come in at center.
He's a veteran player. The guy has played for a long time in this league, started a lot of games. He'll know exactly what's going on. He'll get them set up front to make sure they have things protected.
After the 16-yard pass, first down. And here is Rodgers. And he gets 4 on first down as we wind down to 6 minutes to play in the first half.
And this is perfect, you know, from just a global perspective of football. The one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to get yourself behind the chains. You don't want to panic in these situations. You've got to continue to run the football. You've got to put yourself in favorable play action positions to throw it to the outside. So I like their approach right now as an offense. Don't panic here. Keep running the football. Stay with what you've done. One score, and you're right back in this football.
Well, they got a first down already. The worst thing is 3 and outs, and they got to keep the ball for a while. Give that defense a break. And a timeout called by the Falcons.
Timeout. Atlanta, their first.
That's their first timeout. Something that Dan Quinn and company saw before the snap. So here's the playoff story. As we said, 3 teams from the NFC South right now would be there. You see any in the hunt that could be a threat?
Well, the Seahawks are always going to be a threat. At 6-4 right now, they haven't gotten themselves completely together. But anytime you watch Russell Wilson take over a game, the guy is magical. And what he did to this Falcons team on Monday night, you come out of there, you're giving up a bunch of plays that are all, they're not design plays. They're Russell Wilson plays after things break down. He's amazing.
Second down and 7. Here's Rodgers. First one and gets a first down. Nifty run by Jacquizz Rodgers. And Ricardo Allen making the tackle for the Buccaneers. 9-yard gain and another first down for Tampa Bay. And this, every time they get a first down, that's a big plus for them.
And I like this finish. You dig in there right between the tackles. Go ahead and just put your bean on people. Finish a little bit. That always fires up your offensive line. It fires up your receivers. They want to get down there in the briar patch and mix it up as well when you're running the ball with that kind of finish.
Bucs up to their 48.
Sunday. Here we go.
And they go to Rodgers again. Up the middle and a good run. Head down just like the last play. And he gets 5 more yards.
When you have a fast flow defense like Atlanta, you want to make sure you stick it up the middle, right behind the center, in the gaps right beside the center and the guards, and you want to take advantage of them. They're a lighter, smaller front, especially the linebacking core. So let's push it up the middle and not let them get their speed to the edge.
You got to like that they're running the ball.
Absolutely.
Second down and 5, and this time Rodgers is not going to get away. He's going to lose a yard, and we saw Trufant forcing it from the secondary and Tack McKinley, the rookie from UCLA, and
Marquand Manuel calling the defense right now, really puts trust in his players. Came from that Seattle system, and they've really evolved from a cover 3 zone to really a cover 1 matchup football team.
he was the secondary coach, and his enthusiasm is infectious to say the least. But it's 3rd and 6 for the Buccaneers. With time and the pass caught by Deshaun Jackson, it'll be a first down to the 40-yard line of the Falcons. Robert Alford was covering 8 yards.
And you give that kind of cushion there. You're just running a curl inside there, and then the big hit right here off by Campbell off the edge to Fitzpatrick. He's not afraid to stand in there. Look at him grimacing, but he's made those hits. He's had a few of those hits, and like I said earlier in this game, man, it makes him feel like he's in the game.
Peyton Barber comes into the game as the running back for the first time. Fake handoff, and going deep is Fitzpatrick to Deshaun Jackson, and a flag goes down. He had C.J. Goodwin defending him, and a penalty marker down at the 20.
Comes across in motion right here, a little out and up, and all you can do is grab him. He's got that kind of speed. You cannot give up on the double
Has
move.
interference. Number 29, defense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
With Deshaun Jackson, you got to wait till the ball is in the air. You got to break on that ball. Use that sideline to help you cover Deshaun Jackson, because he's got the speed still to lift the top of coverage. And when he gets on top of you like that, the only thing you can do is grab him and live to fight another day.
That was a 17-yard penalty. And a first down now for the Bucs at the Falcons 23. Peyton Barber on the pitch. And Barber's going to be tackled for no gain by Deion Jones. Was he impressive yesterday? the other day when we talked to Marquand Manuel, and he says, you know, this franchise has all been out offense totally, and he's bringing the defense back into the picture for this team.
Yeah, we're rolling down to the red zone right now with the Atlanta Falcons. And they do a Wednesday drill where he lets one of his team, one of his players, essentially call the red zone defenses, and it ties them together, really makes them understand everybody's responsibility. It's a one-on-one drill.
2nd and 10. 4 wide receivers, and a quick toss to Evans. And Evans can't get away from Goodwin as we wind down to the 2-minute warning. An impressive drive by the Buccaneers, who need points in this game. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. So many neat features in this new palace for the Falcons. How about these high school helmets? And of course, great talent out of this area as well, Mark.
All kinds of helmet, Georgia there, and then this is what I like right here. $2. Look at that, man. You know how many hot dogs I could eat in this stadium? Ryan Fitzpatrick, by the way, is a hot dog connoisseur. He loves it, but he said no relish.
No relish. Yep.
No relish.
I remember when hot dogs were $2, believe it or not. 3rd down and 4. 2 minutes remaining in the half. Charles Sims in the backfield. And it'll be caught for a first down inside the 10. And a timeout immediately signaled to Sean Jackson with an 8-yard gain.
Just running another curl here. They run the flat curl right in front of it. Oh, my goodness. And Keanu O'Neal, that's a little Falcon on Falcon crime right there.
Trufant shaken up.
Right, as Keanu O'Neal comes in there to assist on the tackle and really just gets a mouthful to Trufant. Trufant, just an explosive young player, great young quarterback. And as I mentioned, Keanu O'Neal, we talked to Trufant, he said he's a violent collision guy. Trufant found out firsthand how violent those collisions are when it comes from Keanu O'Neal.
So a teammate hitting a teammate, and Trufant comes off and will be replaced by DeMonte Casey, rookie from San Diego State. Update on the injury to the Bucs center Ali Marpet. He has a knee injury, questionable to return. Joe Hawley has been in there in his place. But a 1st and goal for the Buccaneers at the 9. 11th play of this drive. Fitzpatrick has time, but this throw is way behind Mike Evans. 2nd and goal. By the way, the second trip here in the red zone for Tampa Bay. They got a field goal on the first drive of the game.
Here's Fitzpatrick again, getting hit late. Dontari Poe, he's really made his presence here recently as he's found his kind of role and fit in next to Grady Jarrett. He's really developed into a guy that they can trust. Consistent pressure on the inside, push the pocket, and you saw it right there against Fitzpatrick.
Only got hit twice today despite their offensive line injuries. It'll be 2nd down and goal from the 9. Fitzpatrick flushed from the pocket, and his pass knocked away, intended for Godwin and Devondre Campbell, and very nearly
Jarrett,
a turnover.
Yeah, just pushing as they run a little game down there on the bottom with Vic Beasley and Garrett Jarrett just pushing up there. Grady Jarrett pushing up, getting that pressure, making that throw, making Fitzpatrick move his feet, get out of the pocket, and making a late throw.
Amazing, he did get the ball to Godwin. Now 3rd and goal. Third and goal, and the pass knocked away Evans, and it was Ricardo Allen, who they call the quarterback of the secondary for the Atlanta Falcons.
And Evans, look at his leg get trapped underneath him here as Allen closes on this play. Excellent effort as they have him viced between middle linebacker Deion Jones and Ricardo Allen, making a play on that football. He is the captain. He's just got that kind of sense about him of where everything is and getting players lined up.
Patrick Murray on the first drive of the game, getting a field goal this way from 27 yards out, and the kick is good. He's now 2 for 2, and the score now is 17-6 in favor of Atlanta. And we'll be back in 30 seconds after this message from Geico. 2 trips to the red zone, 2 field goals for the Buccaneers. They missed the touchdown, however, and trailed by 11. Dirk Cutter talking to his receiving corps.
Get into that red zone, Dick, you got to make plays in there. And the thing I didn't like about it is they just quit running the ball. They had gotten down there running the ball. They quit when they got to the red zone.
Andre Roberts from the 3. Good coverage by the Buccaneers as he's tackled at the 22. So what's coming up at halftime? On the Visa Halftime Report, here's Kurt Menefee.
Coming up on the Visa Halftime, the Patriots are looking to put the Dolphins to sleep early. The Chiefs try not to nap against the Bills, and the Browns try to wake up as they take on the Bengals. Kick back and put your feet up. The Visa Halftime is next.
Well, I guarantee you he'll be up by halftime. You know, we only have 1:29, but
You think they're going to get him up, or is he going to sleep through halftime?
too much turkey, maybe. Who knows? First down at the 23 for the Falcons. And the handoff is to Kevin Coleman. And he is tripped up by Quan Alexander. Could have been a bigger game. And he gets 7 yards.
This linebacking core, Quan Alexander, Levante David, they are the heart and soul of this Buccaneers defense. All kinds of speed, side to side.
And open. Guess who? Julio Jones, having a tremendous first half, gets 22 yards on that reception.
Boy, if they've been working the sideline to Julio Jones, just a little corner route to the sideline in that zone coverage, finding that hole to the outside in front of the safety, behind the cornerback, and they are just eating up the edge, the sideline right now with Julio Jones.
Has 6 passes for 126 yards, 2 touchdown catches, and an end around for 15 yards. So it's been the Julio Jones show. First down to the 48 of Tampa Bay. Ryan then gets it to his tight end Hooper, and he'll just be shy of another first down for the Falcons, who have 1 timeout left.
Matt Ryan getting them to the line of scrimmage right now. They're not getting any pressure with 4. Well, let's see if they decide to bring extra defenders.
Hurry up offense, and this time getting rid of it to Sanu. And he makes the catch just inside the 30-yard line for 11 yards. Half a minute to go. 1 timeout left for Atlanta. They're on the 29. Ryan's pass, and that'll be caught for another first down by Jones.
They're going to hustle up, clock this ball to save the timeout. Matt Ryan calling for it right now. Got to get set.
Julio Jones, what a sensational first half.
Julio Jones down the middle of the field, catching touchdowns to the sideline, tiptoeing, body control, making moves in the running game, finishing plays. That's really what he does here as he dives for that pylon. Julio Jones having a gigantic day against this zone coverage of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And Matt Ryan has completed 13 of 18. 10 seconds to go in the half.
Tampa Bay, they're first. It's a 30-second timeout.
Timeout, Tampa Bay. So Jones with 137 yards receiving. Counting today, tied for first in catches in his first 90 career games, leading in yards, tied for first in 100-yard games.
And the defensive backs, both for the Atlanta Falcons and for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, when you talk about who's the best receiver in the game today, every one of them told me, oh, it's Julio Jones. I mean, there was no question. Now with 10 seconds left, you can throw it in the middle of the field, but you're already in field goal range, so use this 10 seconds, try to take a shot to the end zone, see if you can get a score because you are in Matt Bryant's field goal range.
4 wide receivers. Here comes the pressure on Ryan off his back foot, going into the end zone, and Jones was the target again. Ryan Smith was with him. And now 5 seconds remaining, and Dan Quinn's not going to take any chances, and he brings in Matt Bryant.
Set it up, throw it to the end zone. Takes a hit by Bond. But that's the right decision. See if you can't get yourself a big play in the corner of the end zone to Julio Jones, who's been all over this defense to this point, knowing you're in field goal range.
That'll be a 36-yard field goal, kicked a 49-yarder earlier. And this kick is good, so they get the 3 that Tampa Bay got and maintain the edge in this game. So it's 20-6, and let's take a look at some fun from Week 11 with Sounds from the Field, brought to you by Walmart.com, now offering free 2-day shipping.
Last time I checked, we beat everybody in the division so far. He went through my soul. Keep it up. You keep it up, man. I know. We're gonna try. Oh, got all you youngsters you gotta hang with.
Atlanta gets the kickoff in the second half, and right now, let's go to the Visa Halftime Report. Celebrations brought to you by Pepsi. The Atlanta Falcons will get the ball first in the second half, leading by a score of 20-6. And Mark, I would ask you, what is the significance to this first drive by the Falcons?
Well, I think you have to understand this Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense gives up that field goal drive in the 2-minute situation. Now you're coming out. You've got to get a stop. You've got to find a way to double team Julio Jones. If you don't, and this ends up being another scoring drive, now offensively you've got to scrap pile the run, and it's just all about throwing the football, and that's a recipe for disaster for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. So this defensive key drive here, got to get off the field early.
What can Tampa Bay do to get back in the game? You know, their offensive forays, they've gotten 2 pretty good drives thus far, but I guess they got to get the stop first.
Well, they have to get the stop, and then they have to get back to being balanced, set up the play action, make sure that they take advantage of some of the one-on-ones on the outside edge that they have, not only to Deshaun Jackson, but also to Mike Evans. But defensively, got to find a way to get Julio Jones off the football field, got to find a way to double team him and make sure going forward that you can get off in a 3-and-out situation here for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense.
191 passing yards, that's been the big story for the Falcons. 4 20 or more yard plays. And right now, you're right, Mark, the game hangs in the balance for Tampa Bay as far as hanging in there. Andre Roberts will be back deep for the Falcons. And Patrick Murray will start this third quarter. And here's Roberts from 3 yards in the end zone and gets beyond the 20-yard line as we send it down to Shannon Spink.
Well, Dick, Mark, how do you solve the Julio Jones equation? Dirk Cutter told me a lot of it's got to start up front with that front 7. He said the pass rush, we have to get more pressure on Matt Ryan, affect the quarterback so he can't get it down to Julio Jones. Now, as far as that Sanu to Jones touchdown pass in the first half, I asked Dan Quinn about it. No fancy name. He says they practice it a lot. And he said, hey, if you throw it up to number 11, he's probably going to come down with it.
And I guess the bobble helps. That's part of the act. First down from the 22. Play action for Ryan on first down. Looking for a receiver. And Julio Jones coming across to make the play. Ryan Smith doing what he can do, and 23 yards on first down.
And the boot keep. You get Matt Ryan out here on the edge, and watch him. Just patient, slow down, slow down. I know I got a deep crosser. There it is right there. It's Julio Jones once again. But I love the patience, drawing the defense up and letting that route develop all the way from the other side of the field to Jones.
And a pretty neat catch, too, by Jones. First down at the 45. Tevin Coleman gets into Buccaneer territory, maybe is stopped at midfield, but gets 5 yards on first down. Desmond Trufant heading into the locker room. So the Falcons miss one of their 2 ace corners. He's been shaken up. 2nd and 5, meanwhile, at midfield.
Hey, 58.
Pitch is to Coleman. Left side, and a great tackle made that time by Quan Alexander. He's had an outstanding game thus far defensively. Loss of 4.
And you've got to look at the speed of Quan Alexander. Watch him get to this pitch on the outside. The speed to cut underneath that, beat the offensive line to the point of attack, and get a tackle for loss by Quan.
Teron Ward comes into the game. Ward, by the way, is the younger brother of T.J. Ward, the veteran who came over from the Broncos and started the game at safety for the Buccaneers. There is T.J. Ward. Just made his first start last week. 3rd down and 9 with time. Another first down. Sanu with more yards after the catch and gets inside the 30-yard line. And it was T.J. Ward on the tackle.
Mohamed Sanu is just a football player. Just curls up right here at the first down marker, and I love the finish. T.J. Ward, no way. That's what it's all about. He is a tone setter. He's kind of the soundtrack for this offense, and he does so many things exceptionally well. Gets involved in the run game. He is a guy that really becomes an actuator for them.
And the first Falcon wide receiver ever to throw a touchdown. They've had some great ones over the years. Gain of 25, first down on the Bucs 24, and they swing it out to Ward, and Ward is going to be taken down by Levante David. Well, those 2 ace backers, David and Alexander, continue to hustle the way they're known for.
Yes, they do. And I tell you what, Levante David is just, when you try to go east-west on this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, those linebackers, they'll hunt you down. They'll go edge to edge. David is just an exceptional athlete, but a great football player. Maintaining leverage inside out, using the sideline as an extra defender. Man, he can run.
Second down is 13, and that's Hooper. And Hooper will have the first down and gets a few more before he's written out of bounds by Justin Evans, but not before a gain of 20. And the Falcons making the most of their first possession here in the
Now
third.
they're making it happen. Hooper on the outside. They run a slant underneath it. They're picking guys. They're creating traffic. Now you get to the edge by creating that inside rough routes and all that traffic on the inside. Dump it off on the drag to Hooper. They're orchestrating now, Dick. They're feeling it.
Another 20-yard play by Atlanta, and a first down on the 12. Here comes the pressure. Ryan with a great fake, and Ryan throws it away. Good pressure by Kendall Beckwith, the rookie, as we check in with Shannon.
I saw Desmond Trufant going off the field. He did come out here for the start of the third, but I'm told he's in concussion evaluation right now. Also, guys, Bryant Poole is ruled out of this game, so a hit to that secondary for the Falcons.
Boy, for sure, Shannon. And there you see the injury before to Trufant. So they are missing Trufant and their nickel back now, Bryant Poole. Meanwhile, second down and 10. Tevin Coleman going up the middle. 9 yards and a good block by Andy Levitre, the left guard. and it'll be 3rd and 1 coming up for Atlanta.
Look at the receivers getting in here. You see this right here. Go ahead, cut the edge off, help out, get in there. That's what it's all about. When everybody's involved, your receivers are willing to get down there, get some dirty work done. You see Julio Jones down there too. That's when everything works together, and that's when you have a balanced offense.
60 yards already for Coleman, having a good game. 3rd down and 1 from the 3. And here is Coleman, touchdown, Falcons. It almost looked too easy on this opening drive of the 3rd quarter for Atlanta.
Boy, and they're running it. They're running the play action off of it, and then you're going to see one of the best in the game right there. Alex Mack, look at that double team. You drove that about 2 yards. Don't worry about getting to the second level. Hey, Coleman, BYOB, bring your own blocker right there. We're just going to push that front up into that end zone, make those linebackers tough to scrape over the top. That is excellent execution by that offensive line.
And Matt Bryant adds the 27-point, 3-yard touchdown run, capping a 78-yard drive to start the 3rd quarter, and the Falcons lead 27-6. Falcons have scored on 5 of their 6 possessions, and Tevin Coleman with his 4th touchdown rushing of the season. And that changes the complexion tremendously. Falcons 6 of 8, by the way, on 3rd downs. That's a glowing 75%, Mark.
And that's really one of the big issues that Tampa has, getting off the field in 3rd down. That defense last in the league.
Will be down by Charles Sims in the end zone. This weekend it's Super Saturday on Fox. It all starts with Oklahoma and TCU in the Big 12 championship, then a college hoops battle between Ohio State and Wisconsin, followed by the Buckeyes and Badgers in the Big 10 championship game. It all goes down this week. Super Saturday on Fox.
Wow, Super Saturday was yesterday with the losses. I think Friday night, Miami drops one, and then Alabama drops one last night.
Roll the dice there. Meanwhile, Doug Martin out with concussion. And so Jacquizz Rodgers is in at running back. 1st down for Ryan Fitzpatrick, and he completes the pass to Mike Evans. And Evans picks up 20 yards. Desmond Trufant been replaced by C.J. Goodwin. Now Trufant hasn't been ruled out of the game as we take another look.
See Trufant coming in here on the curl route, gonna get into the tackle. Oh, that was Mike Evans' catch.
They're evaluating Trufant in the locker room as Rodgers doesn't get anything. Stopped for no gain by Derek Shelby. And it'll be 2nd down and 10.
And you're down 27-6. Really hard for a coach to continue to call those runs, especially when they get no yardage on them. 2nd down and 10. Dirk Cutter's going to have a tough time doing that. Now it's all about play action. It's all about seeing if you can take advantage of your one-on-ones on the outside with your speed receivers.
And the Falcons well aware of that too, right?
Absolutely.
So they're playing that way.
Rip.
2nd down, incomplete. Evans is defended on the play by Alford. Will bring up 3rd down and 10. Brian Poole also has been shaken up and out for Atlanta's secondary, and DeMonte Casey, the rookie from San Diego State, becomes their nickelback. It'll be 3rd down and 10. There's Casey, 5th round pick.
5-0,
3rd down and 10. Fitzpatrick going up top. Looking for the flag was Mike Evans from Alford, and the flag comes down late.
Alford is a guy they said they'd like to go after, some double moves.
Right of the pass, holding number 23 of the defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
That was clear.
It does get a little handsy at times. Hands up there around the shoulder pads. Clearly a hold. Fitzpatrick told us there's no one in football that can cover Evans. So big, so fast, so physical, and he's crafty at the top of his route. So he's a guy that's going to draw penalties as well.
He's 6'5", too, and if there's a jump ball, he usually wins those.
Cut your left. Mike's 36.
First down and 10 at midfield. Fitzpatrick's pass, and it's going to be caught nicely by Chris Godwin, the rookie from Penn State, who played so well against the Jets a few weeks ago. He gets 17 yards.
Played well last week in the final drive. He had a 14-yard catch, had a 24-yard catch. And remember, Fitzpatrick was the guy running the practice with Godwin. So they've got a great familiarity with one another because they're running some scout team stuff against the starting defense when Fitzpatrick was the backup.
Godwin shaken up to the bench, replaced by Evans.
Monday, 5-0. You got the big duel.
First down on the 33 of Atlanta. Fitzpatrick's throw nowhere near Evans, the intended receiver, and get knocked down after he let go. So there's no secret what the Buccaneers need to do. They have to throw, and so empty backfield is not a big surprise here.
Empty backfield, you see him bring 5 guys. They're going to continue to pressure, try to get Fitzpatrick to get rid of the football before they get close to the chains. And so that's the game they're playing right now. Can we pressure you, make you throw it underneath, rally up, and make a tackle, get off the football field?
By the way, Ali Marpet, who's out with a knee injury, back in there at center for Tampa Bay on 2nd down and 10. They're going to run here with Rodgers trying to go to the outside. But coming up was Duke Riley along with Robert Alford to make the play. And this is not something that the Buccaneers want to see. Kevin Pamphile, another offensive lineman, is shaken up. Dotson was out for a while. Marpet was out for a while. Both came out. And Hawley's going to come in the game, and now Robert Alford is shaken up. This is a war of attrition here.
Alford came off on that tackle, and instead of wrapping him up using his shoulder, he just turned his back to him, threw his back at the running back right there, took a knee to the low back. Not ideal tackling like that. That's not an ideal way to tackle guys. You can see him grimacing his side.
And also see that Julio Jones has outgained the entire Buccaneer offense today, which is a story in itself. 8 catches for 160 yards, 2 touchdown receptions. One from his fellow receiver, Mohamed Sanu. And with 8 minutes to go in the third, we're going to take a timeout with the Falcons up 27-6. Well, we saw Robert Alford to join the list of the injury people.
Yeah, this is not the ideal way to tackle. You see the knee right there in the kidney shot, turning your back to the running back.
Third down and 7. Ball on the 30. And it'll be a first down. Adam Humphries gets the first down. KZ makes the stop. Good protection here for Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, you're going to run people off and then just hit the out route to your slot receiver. Clear the defense out. Get to the edge. Nice effort by Fitzpatrick, putting the ball on the money.
Alford is back in at cornerback. Hey, Fitzpatrick's getting decent protection here.
He certainly is.
And here is Peyton Barber. And Barber drives to around the 20, and it's time for a game break. So let's check in again with Carissa Thompson.
Thank you. We're headed to Kansas City. Chiefs down 13-3 in the third when Alex Smith finds Albert Wilson for this 19-yard touchdown. The first touchdown for the Chiefs since Week 9. Bills still lead 13-10. Dick, Mark, and Shannon.
All right, Carissa, thank you very much. So, as we mentioned, Doug Martin on the sidelines with a concussion. So it's Rogers, Sims, who's normally a receiver, and Peyton Barber.
It's you.
Now the running backs to handle the load, and Barber is in there, but it's play action for Fitzpatrick, and he completes the pass inside the 5-yard line to O.J. Howard, and it's the first catch of the game for the rookie from Alabama. First and goal.
No panic by Fitzpatrick. That's what we talked about, the calm demeanor. No panic at all. He's standing tall in the pocket, delivering the over route to his tight end, putting them in a goal situation, goal to go, first and goal from about the 3-yard line. So you didn't see them panic, down 27-6, just orchestrating their offense.
11th play of the drive, third time they've had double digits, and here's Peyton Barber charging into the end zone for the touchdown. Considering the problems in the offensive line for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers throughout this game, this was a very impressive drive. The 17-yard pass to Howard, and then the touchdown.
Yeah, and we're going to get a great edge clear out. Watch everybody get to this edge, seal it right there with Hawley, get the tight end to the edge, make sure that he seals that up, and Barber just takes it around out to the left-hand side. And excellent job there by Anthony Auclair on that edge, setting it up so Barber could get around.
So Barber keeps the ball. First touchdown for him, and Patrick Murray with the extra point. It's now 27-13. They missed Jameis Winston out with a shoulder injury. No timetable as to when he'll get back for the Bucs. 3 long scoring drives by the Buccaneers today to hang in there in answering what Atlanta did on their first possession of the third quarter. And for Peyton Barber, his second career touchdown. So it's a 2-touchdown game now as Andre Roberts goes back deep for the Falcons. A slew of injuries, many of them of the concussion variety we've had in this game. Here's Roberts. On the return, Roberts with a good return gets beyond the 30. So we saw Jameis Winston before we went to the break. Here's Shannon Spake with more.
So, Dick, third week for Jameis Winston on the sidelines. The team is continuing to evaluate him on a weekly basis. While he hasn't returned to practice, the team does tell me he's been keeping up his conditioning with intervals on the bike, quarterback drops without throwing, as well as some range of motion stuff, just trying to remain active until he does return. And, guys, you can add defensive tackle Clinton McDonald for the Bucs to that injury list. He's out with a back injury.
All right, the list goes on and on, Shannon. Thank you very much. And on first down, and here's Teron Ward getting knocked back for a loss. So, Mark, maybe that drive by the Tampa offense sparked their defensive effort here.
Yeah, and you saw them on the sideline before this drive. When we're in break, they are talking to each other. They are imploring each other to get going on. Mike Smith calling the plays from this defensive coordinator. They understand how important this stop is, this series, for this defense to get that offense back in there with another opportunity to draw closer.
Smith was head coach for the Falcons for 7 years. Won Coach of the Year once. And there's the quick out to Julio Jones, and Julio Jones knocked out of bounds, I think, before he got to the first down.
And that's one great way to keep Julio Jones involved. Motion him across so you can't disrupt his route. Just run him on the little drag route in the flat, dump the ball to him, and let him run with it. They're doing a masterful job. Is Sarkisian, is Matt Ryan keeping Julio Jones involved in this game, making sure that he gets those opportunities. Now they're all stacked in a bunch formation.
Third down and 1. Ryan to throw for it, and he's going to get it to Julio Jones, and knocked out of bounds. He's been automatic today for this team. That's his 10th catch.
Here they are in the bunch formation, and all they're going to do is let Julio Jones get out there with blocking in front of him, just a way to keep the defense from having an opportunity to press him, to maintain leverage on him, and that's just an easy conversion for Atlanta.
Steve Sarkisian dialing up the plays. Tevin Coleman in at running back. First and 10, Coleman. And Coleman picks up a good 4.5 yards on first down.
Heard the Oscar call, Oscar by Matt Ryan. It's just an overcall. So you have a play to the right being run. You look at the defense. They've outflanked you on that side. Oscar. Now we're just going to run that same play that we had called. That 18 handoff becomes 19 handoff. We go to the other side where we have a more favorable matchup.
Second and 6 on the Bucs 47. Coleman. And he dives forward for extra yardage. Flag is down at the 45-yard line. And it looked like Coleman was stopped.
Number 73, offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
Yeah, when you're coming back here, right down here, if you freeze that right here, that you kick that leg up, you kick it up in the air right here. That's a technique. We actually work on that technique right there. And I'm surprised they called that. You flip that thing up there, try to trip somebody up. It's what you have to do when you're not very athletic, right? As offensive linemen, not real great athletes. You get down there on the ground, you're digging for four-leaf clovers. Kick that leg up in the air, see if somebody trips over you.
Yeah, you downgrade yourself too much playing with the Hogs. Let me tell you, you were outstanding. But that's all right. Be humble.
Yes.
Always better. Second down and 14. Coleman goes wide to the bottom of your picture. And this pass caught by Sanu as he gets into Tampa Bay territory. It'll bring up 3rd and long.
And how do you get off the field if you're Tampa Bay? Last week, they gave up 6 3rd and 8+ conversions to the Miami Dolphins. This is where you have to get off the football field. Play it in front of you, rally up, make a tackle, get yourself off.
They got Sanu and Jones to the top. 3rd and 8. No flag. Here comes the pass. It's incomplete. Sanu, the intended receiver. And covered by Robert McClain. And it's 4th down. Good hold by the Bucs defense.
And they just brought everybody kitchen sink right here. They've got safeties. They've got linebackers. I don't know how many. I need to count. They look like too many men on the field. Too many men in the backfield. Look like they rushed about 14 there.
Humphries is back, and Matt Bosher punting for only the 2nd time today. Humphries will let it bounce. And the Falcons can't get to it before it rolls into the end zone. 27-13, Tampa Bay with a long score, a stop, and now let's see what happens. Welcome back to Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Dick Stockton, Mark Schlereth, and Shannon Spake here in Atlanta. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers showing signs of life with an impressive scoring drive and then a great defensive hold on the Falcons. Down by 2 touchdowns starting from the 20-yard line. Ryan Fitzpatrick going underneath, and Cam Brate, the tight end, with his first catch of the game. So Tampa Bay now with an opportunity, and now you would have to say they have to make the most of this one and get some points.
And Atlanta let them throw it underneath all day long. Rally up, make tackles. They'll give up short bursts of yardage for clock time. Let this clock roll with that lead they have.
Here we go.
Second down and 4.
Hey, easy.
It's okay, Max 45.
Here we go.
And Fitzpatrick has Howard, the tight end, and a first down to the 35-yard line of, the 45 of Atlanta. Keanu Neal with a 31-yard gain to the tight end, his second big catch.
He's going to just run the seam here. He's going to push out and then get down this seam right here. Watch him push out. That opens up that route in the seam area, and excellent job by Fitzpatrick putting him as he cuts back into the middle of the field, putting the ball right on him.
He's been targeted more, no question about it. And Charles Sims, the running back, split to the left on first down. And another completion, Mike Evans, and another first down for the Buccaneers. Under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter.
And I understand, as a defense, you don't want to give up the big play, but at some point you have to pressure the quarterback.
13-yard gain and a quick play run off the hands and nearly an interception. Humphries was the intended receiver, and Keanu Neal almost came up with it.
Getting back to the pressure, you've got to be able to get that quarterback uncomfortable, get him to move his feet. make sure that you're pressuring him, and they're not getting there with 4 right now. So I don't know if Atlanta wants to bring an extra defender in there to get after Ryan Fitzpatrick a little bit.
And he is gimpy over there.
5 more, 5 more.
Meanwhile, the starting offensive line today for Atlanta is back in there. Or for Tampa. And running is Fitzpatrick. And a textbook slide that time and a first down. Middle was open and he gets 11 yards.
They brought Duke Riley off the edge right there. Man coverage, everybody's backs turned to you. And when Duke comes off here, you're rushing 5 guys. You're going to watch this just open up. They have the design screen on one side. It opens up, and Ryan Fitzpatrick sees it, takes it down the middle.
First down on the 21 of the Falcons. Quickly out to Jackson. And he goes out of bounds. And he gets about 6 yards. That's the end of the third quarter. And it's a 2-touchdown lead. We'll be back after these messages from your local Fox station. We start the fourth quarter. It'll be 2nd down and 3 for the Buccaneers. This is their 4th trip in the red zone. They have 2 field goals and a touchdown. Trailing 27-13.
Duel.
And they go out to Charles Sims. Sims diving toward the goal line and out of bounds at about the 3. Pushed there by Keon O'Neal. 1st and goal for the Bucs. Trying to cut into a touchdown deficit is Matt Ryan. Knows he's got to do a lot more work in this one, huh?
Absolutely. They've scored a 52% rate here in the red zone, does Tampa, as far as touchdowns are concerned. And this one is one of those situations. Heavy personnel right there. Expect the run, but could you set up the play action to one of your tight ends over the middle?
Extra offensive lineman here. Here's Peyton Barber going wide, and he'll be tackled short of the end zone by Kemal Ishmael.
Same play they ran for the touchdown earlier, pulling the guard. Eau Claire, the tight end, leads on Ishmael, but great job of fighting off the block. Watch Ishmael right here, freeze it, break the hands, and then he comes off of that thing, jumps up in that line of scrimmage right there to tackle Barber for no gain.
2nd and goal at the 1. And they go to Barber. And Barber gets in for the touchdown. Peyton Barber with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have come back.
Barber stops short of the goal line. Watch the 2nd effort right here as he comes down, stick that ball out right here, crosses the goal line, and that is a touchdown. I think the one thing we have to look at was the elbow on the ground before the ball gets extended over the end zone line. No, that's a touchdown.
Yep. Ball crossed the plane first.
Great 2nd effort by Barber. Awareness of where that end line is, reaching the ball out there. There it is. Perfect. Look at that. Right here. You see it? I'm in before the elbow hits the ground. That's a touchdown.
They've confirmed it. And now Patrick Murray will try to cut the Falcon lead to 7. And he does. Tampa Bay was trailing 20-6 before halftime, and now they're down 27-20 early here in the 4th. 35-year-old Ryan Fitzpatrick, his birthday was the day after Thanksgiving, continues to run a steady hand. No mistakes. We haven't had a turnover or a sack in this game as we move here early into this 4th quarter, and now a 7-point game. Falcons have had leads that they have either seen dissipated or held on. And we can even go back to the Super Bowl, but we won't. Andre Roberts returning from the end zone, and Roberts gets to about the 22-yard line. Well, from the producers of American Horror Story and The People vs. O.J. Simpson comes a new series on Fox, told through the eyes of first responders, starring Angela Bassett, Peter Krause, and Connie Britton. 9/11 series premiere this January. Now, last week, Atlanta led Seattle back in the game. They had a 17-0 lead over Miami and lost earlier this year here at home. They're just trying to finish. First down at the 22. Ryan with plenty of time, going up top, and Julio Jones with the catch down the sideline and upended. When in doubt, go to number 11.
And that's the 8th explosive passing play of the game, 15+ yards to play pass. They make the fake in the middle. They run the deep crossing route to Julio Jones over the top as they clear out. And here he is, defensive back, sees him coming, falls down. He's like, oh, Lord, here we go. That guy running free again in the middle. And look at those numbers, 11 catches, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns for Julio Jones right now. I love the aggressiveness, too, by Matt Ryan. Excuse me, Dick.
That was a 44-yard play. To say this is a season best would be an understatement, right? On first down, here comes pressure on Ryan, and unable to make the play was Austin Hooper, and good pressure by Levante David. So the Buccaneers at the right time are blitzing effectively today.
Yeah, they're coming off the edge. Levante David, you see him right here, just get the ball out of his hand. Matt Ryan's done that a couple times, hasn't completed them, but hasn't taken the sack. That's okay. It keeps you in a manageable situation. It's 2nd down and 10. But I love the aggressiveness coming out here, throwing the deep ball over the top, taking advantage of this Tampa Bay defense.
2nd down and 10. From the 34, the pitch to Tevin Coleman. And a good tackle by Quan Alexander limits him to a gain of about 2.5. McCoy slowly getting up. Gerald McCoy.
He really is the heart and soul of this defense, and he's a guy that gives great effort, makes plays all the time. See the little tug right there by Schrader. Gets just in the pile. Excellent effort, guys. Superstar that just gives great effort, relentless effort up and down the line of scrimmage.
An important 3rd down here. 3rd down and 8. Julio Jones on the slant and a first down inside the 25.
At some point, you're going to have to press him. I mean, how many more yards are you give him? That's an easy slant right in the middle of the football field. Matt Ryan, this is just pitch and catch. This is like being in your backyard. You give him 12 yards of cushion on 3rd down and 8, and I guarantee you he'll complete it every single time.
Look at those numbers. He once had a 300-yard game. He has 228 right now. First down at the 23 of the Bucs. And they go to Teron Ward. Fumbles. And it's picked up by Brent Grimes. Grimes running it back, has a blocker. And the first turnover of the game. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get it back on Brent Grimes' fumble recovery and run.
And it's Kendall Betwood making the play of the game. Watch him get up here, and then as he gets up to the top, he doesn't assess whether he can make the play or not. Here he is right there. You see him? Now watch this. He's just going to take a shot right down here, bam, to the running back, create that turnover on Ward. Excellent effort by Beckwith.
Tampa Bay tied with Jacksonville for fumble recovery lead in the NFL coming into this game. And Fitzpatrick has Humphries on first down, and he gets a first down and knocked out of bounds in Atlanta territory by DeMonte Casey, and a gain of 17 yards.
Run the bubble screen. Look at Pamphile down there just knocking people around, getting the offensive line, and just about every one of their offensive line has been hurt at some point in this game, Dick, but they have rotated through, and you're getting guards down the football field. You can feel some confidence brewing for this Tampa Bay offense right now.
No question about it, and they're all intact, that offensive line now. Charles Sims with a rare run, trying to grab at the ball of the Falcon defenders. Campbell is there. Been a game filled with injuries on both sides, but particularly the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Their leading running back is out with concussion, and there are the rest, including T.J. Ward. But the offensive line is back intact, which may be the most important fact. 2nd down and 7. Bucs have scored on 3 straight possessions. 2nd and 7. Fitzpatrick's going to go down, and the first sack of the game by Tack McKinley. #1 draft pick from UCLA, loss of 4 yards.
Tack McKinley off the edge. You see him coming up right here. Great burst off the edge, and there's just nobody to throw the ball to early. That's one of those 3-step drops. You want to get the ball out of your hand right now. Everybody's covered up, and Tack McKinley uses great effort to continue his pass rush around the edge.
Fitzpatrick's been hit 6 times. That was the first sack by anyone. 3rd down and 11 at the 40. Fitzpatrick has time, and it's caught by Evans. It'll be a first down. Mike Evans. And it was Dontari Poe who put pressure on Fitzpatrick, who was unfazed by that pressure, and he gets a 13-yard pass completion and another first down.
And we're using a high-low combo here, and look at the release. Just on the out, you've got Brate underneath him. Nice job, Fitzpatrick, just stepping into that throw to the outside.
6 catches for Evans. Give us to Rogers. Jacquez Rogers spins his way inside the 20-yard line for an 8-yard gain on first down.
How about Fitzpatrick's got a big grin on his face right there. Fitzpatrick, lead blocker. What do you need me to do? You need me to throw it? You know, you need me to scramble around? Or how about you need me to be a lead blocker right here? Now, I'm not going to say it's devastating by any stretch of the imagination, but he threw a chicken wing. Watch a chicken wing right here. Bam! Little elbow right there.
Not textbook, but he had the right idea.
Yeah, you know what? You appreciate a quarterback that's going to mix it up a little bit for you.
2nd and 2.
No, Ryan, Liz, bring it.
And going up top. Intended for Deshaun Jackson.
Guy they've really done a good job on right here, Jarrett, making sure we find a way to double team. Look at late here. Marpet comes over. That'll frustrate a defensive lineman, especially a great effort guy like Jarrett right there, finding a way to double team guys. But you know what that means? It means everybody else is singled along the line of scrimmage, so somebody else has to make a play here, be it, you know, any one of these defenders. They've got to come up, they've got to make the plays.
3rd and 2.
5-0, he has a big dude.
And Tampa Bay forced to call a timeout. Bucs have fought their way back in the game, but they face a 3rd and 2 here.
3rd and 2, and as a quarterback, you know, if I take a sack, it's not the end of the world. I can let things develop, but do you want to motion a guy across the formation, make sure all this man coverage that you're getting, they can't get your hands on the receiver to see if you can get a free release for a receiver here on your 3rd down and 2 throw.
Sims in the backfield.
5-0, 45, 5-0 to 45.
Again with time, but not getting it this time as Humphries is hit by Ricardo Allen. And the Buccaneers don't get the first down. It'll be 4th down and 1.
They try to run a little pivot route right here. Ricardo Allen sniffs it out, rolls up from his safety position, Excellent tackle. Head on the outside. Wrap those arms around. Stop that first down.
They're going to go for it on 4th down and 1. Down by 7. Still plenty of time remaining. Rodgers comes in at running back.
5-on-36.
Fitzpatrick fires, and the pass is knocked away, incomplete. Cameron Brate, the tight end, was the intended receiver, and Keanu Neal helped break it up. Poe with good pressure on Fitzpatrick, and the Falcons will take over on downs.
Pressure up the middle, and this is a red zone team. They understand. On Terry Poe, as you see him right there, splitting the double team. That is excellent pressure, and look at the man-to-man coverage right here on Brate by Neal.
Your thoughts on going for it instead of getting the field goal with plenty of time remaining?
I think you kick the field goal in that situation. Hindsight's always 20/20, but 4th down and 1, you kick the field goal. Your defense has done a good job of stopping or getting a turnover in the last series, and maybe it's just they can't stop Julio Jones, and they just figured that the big plays have mounted up against them with Atlanta on this offensive side.
And it could be a big momentum breaker too. Here's Tevin Coleman, and Coleman gets 2 yards on 1st down. Levante David on the tackle. You mentioned Julio Jones. He has career bests of 13 catches, 300 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He has 228 yards right now. He's wide to the right on 2nd and 8. And Ryan's throw is caught by Sanu, who's knocked out of bounds by Ryan Smith after a gain to the 25. 5-yard pickup.
Sanu just methodically running the quick out, getting him to 3rd down and manageable situation.
3rd down and 3 from the 25. And Ryan and Sanu on the other side stays in bounds. And Beckwith on the coverage, but it'll be a big Atlanta 1st down, a gain of 9.
Sprint right, just get your quarterback outside the pocket. You're just going to hit this right at the sticks on the out route. Motion in, and look at the nice movement. Getting Matt Ryan outside the pocket, throwing it on the run, putting it out to the outside numbers for Sanu to catch it, get that 1st down toward the sideline.
He has 7 catches, including a touchdown pass to Julio Jones. Winding down to 5 minutes remaining in regulation. 1st down at the 34. They go to Sanu. And a couple of yards. The Atlanta Falcons right now would be the 6th seed. So they're in the playoffs right at this moment, but they've got the New Orleans Saints twice. They're 2 games behind them. It's a tough schedule to finish, but the Falcons are where they want to be, but they've got to take care of business against teams like the Buccaneers.
Yes, and let me just tell you, this South Division right now at the beginning of the season, I don't think anybody thought that this was going to be the toughest division of football, but it has turned out to be exactly that.
2nd and 9. Ward for a couple, bring up 3rd and long. Jones was out for a play and then checks back in. Dirk Cutter, who was the offensive coordinator for Matt Ryan, 2nd one he had of the 4 that have been working with Matt.
There's Julio Jones right up there at the top of your screen again. Right there. They're pressing him this time.
3rd down and 8. And Ryan going for Jones, who makes the catch, gets away. Perfect timing to make the catch and gets extra yards. Ryan Smith missed the tackle.
And I love it. They press him. They say, okay, we're going to just make sure we get a hand on you. But watch him stop, go up after this ball. Does anybody do a better job of hunting the ball at the top of the route? When he gets to the top of the route, man, he just goes, attacks that ball in the air, catches it outside his body frame, brings it in with those strong hands. Julio Jones is a full-grown man.
And he has matched his career best with 13 catches now with 252 yards in a game. Tevin Coleman and moves forward for 1 yard as we have a stoppage of the clock with 3:37.
They need to put him in an oxygen tent right there. You kidding me? That guy, look at him. There ain't enough wind here in the dome. There's just not enough air in here for him. The game he's been having so far, and I love this 4-minute offense. Keep grinding it out. Keep moving the chains. Keep converting first downs, and you see them continue to run the ball so they can set up the play action on third downs.
Buccaneers call a timeout. They're left with one with 3:37 remaining in regulation.
And this is no problem here. You're second down, 9 yards. Go ahead, run the ball again. Make sure you stay in bounds, run the ball again. Give yourself an opportunity to convert on third down. Let this clock roll down to the 2-minute warning.
Falcons lead by a touchdown. Bucs have one timeout left. 2nd and 9 at the 39 of Tampa Bay. And you're right. They can run it, and Tevin Coleman gets close to the first down. Doesn't have it, but he gets within a yard, and the Buccaneers call their third and final timeout. Well, next Sunday, the NFL on Fox at 1 Eastern. Most of the country will see Matt Ryan and the Falcons here host the Minnesota Vikings. And at 4 Eastern, it's America's Game of the Week from the Big Easy. It's a huge NFC showdown. In the South Division is Cam Newton and the Panthers battle Drew Brees and the Saints. It all begins at 1 Eastern on Fox, so check your local listings for the game in your area.
The Saints are interesting because you think about them offensively, got a couple cornerbacks down right now, but defense, the way they've played defensively and the way Sean Payton has gotten back to balance and run the ball, that's really taken the pressure off of Drew Brees in this offense. They're a fun team to watch.
Saints are playing the Rams later today, by the way. So it'll be 3rd and 1. Falcons already in field goal range here. 3rd down and 1. Teron Ward spins away, stays on his feet. Tough to bring down and gets close to the 15-yard line. Before Ryan Smith makes the tackle, it'll be 1st down. Clock running.
And my man Ward, watch him here as he breaks through now. You know, he fumbled in the last drive, but what's he going to do? You got to cover that ball up, right? Go ahead, get another hand on that, spin out of there right now. Go ahead, put another hand on that ball. Did you hear me? Put another hand on that ball, son. Oh, my goodness gracious, that's living dangerously.
I learned my lesson, Mark. I learned it.
Did you hear me say put another hand on it?
I did. That's
why I can't coach. I blow a gasket right there.
Ward is averaging 5.5 yards per carry. It's a 1st down on the 17. And Ward again. And he gets to the 13-yard line. Conti in on the tackle. Buccaneers cannot stop the clock. They will get a break at the 2-minute warning. That's all.
And I love this. This is 4-minute offense at its best. Run the ball, pound the rock, wear people out, get your double teams at the point of attack, slip up to that Mike linebacker or to that Sam linebacker. Go ahead, keep grinding on them. You're in the red zone right now. They can't stop the clock.
How about 500 yards of offense today from Matt Ryan and his team? And Julio Jones, the man of the hour, 13 catches, 252 yards. 2-minute warning here in Atlanta. Coming up next is the State Farm postgame show. And then bonus coverage as the Jets leading the Panthers early in the 4th quarter of their game. 2 minutes remaining. 2nd and 7 on the 14. Tevin Coleman trying to go wide and wants to stay in bounds. He's going to get a touchdown. It won't matter. 2nd touchdown of the game for Coleman. $14 yards.
You know what they say about speed? Speed kills. You should not be allowed to do this, to break it all the way across the formation and this outrun everybody to the end zone. If you put a 4x100 team of this Atlanta Falcons team together, guys like Jones and Tevin Coleman and Trufant, well, I tell you what, you may win a 4x100 contest in all the NFL.
No question. Matt Ryan with the extra point. And the Falcons are up 34-20. For a while, it looked like the Falcons couldn't handle prosperity, as that's been the case several times this year, squandering leads, sometimes holding on, sometimes losing them. They were up 27-6 in the third quarter, and they got down to a one-touchdown lead before this big one here.
It really comes down to big plays, and they made them all last year. In the last couple of weeks, they have made them again. You look at Matt Ryan, 317 yards passing. Julio Jones, 13 catches for 252 yards. And Coleman there at 97 yards on 19 carries. I love the balance, love the fact that they continue to run the ball and set up the big plays off of those.
And Mark, how about the big catch by Jones, 24-yarder on 3rd down and 8, and today the Falcons 11 of 14. That's 79% in 3rd down situations.
Well, Tampa Bay was the worst in stopping 3rd downs coming into this game, and guess what? They're even worse than they were before they got to this game.
Amazingly, they were the best last year. Charles Sims will down it there, and with no timeouts remaining, the Bucs will get it at the 25-yard line. Ryan Fitzpatrick, tell you what, probably go to 2-1 since taking over for Winston, but a solid game for him without question.
Yeah, no turnovers, 2 weeks in a row for him right now. And here's the part you love if you're a defensive lineman. You know, all they got to do is throw this football. This is where these guys right here, these guys want to come get, they want to come get statistics right now. Let me get some sacks.
They flip it out to Sims. Sims can't stop the clock as he's tackled by Keon O'Neal. A couple of yards shy of the first down. Hurry up the rest of the way. Trailing by 14. 2nd and 3. And Deshaun Jackson. Clock continues to run. And they say he caught the pass and was down by contact.
Goodwin did a good job of cutting off the sideline, making sure he took an outside-in approach, forcing Deshaun Jackson back in the middle of the field so they could tackle him and keep the clock running.
Fitzpatrick to the sideline, and now they do stop the clock, and completion to Jackson, who gets the first down with 1:03 remaining.
Keep the ball in front of you. Atlanta, let your 4 guys rush, play zone behind it. Make sure nobody gets behind you. Don't give up a cheap one. Rally and make tackles. That's the defensive philosophy here.
First down for Fitzpatrick. Again to the sideline to Howard. 58 seconds remaining, and they didn't get the first down there. So the Falcons have the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints at home in the next 2 weeks. Critical games for them. And right now you'd have to say Atlanta, heading for 7-4, has eyes on a division title, not just a playoff berth.
Yeah, and look at this shell right here. All those defensive backs just protecting, making sure they don't get beat deep.
They flip it to Sims. He goes down at the 35.
Lion, Mike's 22, Lion.
First down. But not much the Bucs can do. Incomplete to Sims with no timeouts remaining. Tampa Bay Bucs on a road trip still have a game at Green Bay before coming home to play the Lions. The rematch with the Falcons. On the road with the Panthers and home with the Saints.
Ram 59.
Team could be a spoiler coming down the stretch.
No question. You're right. Going underneath again. Ball is knocked loose, and they rule it an incompleted pass. Keanu Neal fighting O.J. Howard, causing the incompletion.
Throws it over the middle. O.J. Howard hooked up, and Keanu Neal put his shoulder pad right on the football. It's just how you coach it right there.
You got to credit this Atlanta team after beating Dallas and Seattle on the road on a Monday night. A lot of teams would take, exhale. Maybe play down a little bit because they know how tough their future schedule is. Took the big lead and held fast. 21 seconds to go. Let's check in with Carissa Thompson for a game break. Carissa.
Hey, we head to New Jersey. Jets up 20-18 in the fourth when Josh McCown fumbles and Luke Kuechly returns it 36 yards for the score. Cam Newton would add a 2-point conversion to that. Right now, Panthers are up 26-20. Dick?
All right, Carissa. And coming in, they were the 5th seed, so the NFC South
5-0,
continues to get the job done.
5-0, 22.
Right now, 3 teams would be in the playoffs. 21 seconds left. Fitzpatrick, and that will be caught by Humphries. Does not get out of bounds. And the final seconds. The Buccaneers will drop to 4-7, and the Falcons 7-4. And the game is over. The Atlanta Falcons, with a 34-20 win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, now have won 3 in a row in their march to what they hope could be challenge of the division title. And we'll be back here to Atlanta when we return in just a moment.